Hey, hello everybody, and here we are in Image Barbers here in Ballymun, and tonight I have with me Jamie Harrington.
What's up?
Alan Fay.
Hello everybody.
I'm John the Dinosaur here as well.
What's that his name?
Just getting my name there, John.
Nice. Guys, for anybody who doesn't know these two mad things, I have been cutting their hair for how many years?
Probably what, 24 years? Probably 14 years.
14 years. About, yeah. And these are probably two of the nicest people that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I know that I will always know these guys.
So even invited us for a wedding.
Yeah.
Imagine us doing a big wedding.
And not only were you invited, you came.
Yeah.
I don't know how she put up with us, but she did.
I think you just put up with me, in fairness.
I suppose that's the beauty of this community, isn't it? You meet people like me and Alan. And you, Laura.
Yeah.
I don't think if you didn't walk in Ballymun we ever would have met.
No.
Which is mad, because we're what, 10 years older than me?
Yeah. More, I'm 42. What are you?
24, so you're like
24
years older than me.
Oh my god, yeah.
How old are you, Alan?
26.
Are you? I thought we were the same age.
I'm 27 on the 5th of October, so please do.
Yeah, that means presents.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
fucking present.
Oh yeah, October. Oh, we can get him something, we can get him a Halloween outfit.
Oh, Alan! No, do you know what I'd love to dress you up as, Alan? Do you know what I'd love to dress you up as? A wheelie bin.
Sure,
Oh my god!
no, you know what my plan is?
What?
To dress up as Enoch Burke.
Enoch Burke. Oh, the mad bastard, that's what it is.
Is that on?
No.
Just checking that's on. There you go.
It is, I can hear you anyway.
It would help if your microphone was on.
So
just for the purpose of this video, nothing is edited. Anything we say here,
which is scary.
fuck it, like.
That is
that's the way it is. Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
So yeah, as I said, it would help if your microphone's on, but my plan is to dress up as Enoch Burke. Because I don't want to go to school either.
Love it.
So, Laura, you start.
Right, well,
Who do you want to go to first?
well, I first want to say, you were just saying about Ballymun, like.
Yeah.
I have to say, I didn't always work in Ballymun, but for the past 13 years I worked in Ballymun. And I don't think that I could work anywhere else. I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else because of the community spirit around here.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about Ballymun, but when you're actually in Ballymun and you see how life goes and how well people look after each other, and of course there are bad things that happen in Ballymun, but they happen everywhere.
I think Ballymun will always get bad press from a lot of different people, but there's loads of positive about Ballymun. It's an area with a high community. We always look out for each other. It's like, I know, I grew up with Jamie.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm to cut across you, but I'm your forgetful lad, so if I cut across you, please take my apologies, but if I don't say it now, I'm not going to say it. Like Alan was saying, I grew up with Alan, my house was here and Alan's house was here, and like, and I know Alan won't mind me saying this, but when we were young we always knew Alan had a disability, but it never changed the fact that Alan was our friend. Like I don't know if you remember this, Alan, right? But I remember playing football in the green outside my ma's house, and you were in goal, and as far as I remember, I think you fell out of your chair. I don't know if you remember that. You fell out of your chair, and we were all panicking, and one of us ran and got your dad, and your dad thought it was fucking hilarious.
I don't actually remember that.
Yeah, and like, so talking about community and community spirit around here,
But it's still in Purely.
Jesus Christ, Alan. do you joke about this shit much, Alan?
All the time.
Pull the door. There's Alan's mate coming in now. So, like, talking about, to touch on what Alan said, like, there's so many media outlets in Ireland that are only waiting on something bad to happen in Ballymun to go.
Yeah.
This area is full of scumbags. We are so better than you. But then they never come out and meet people like Alan.
No.
Like, you're
Or you.
like Laura, I think you're sitting between the two proudest Ballymunners. Like, I am going to scream for the rest of my life at the top of my voice from the top of every building that I'm from Ballymun and I'm proud to be from Ballymun, and people like Alan make me proud to be from Ballymun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ballymun is home. It's where the heart is, like, it's a really quiet community, and like, as I said, we all look out for each other. Like, I know you not being from Ballymun, but you get that aspect from Ballymun as well.
Absolutely, and I said to Chris only a few years ago, like, we moved from Swords to Finglas purely because we couldn't find anywhere in Ballymun, but the community spirit around here is unreal. Like, for say elderly people, right? I know a lot of elderly men who may be divorced or separated or widowers or whatever, and they be like really old, but they all kind of look out for each other. They'd knock for each other on the way up to the pub, or you know, there'd be one going to the shop and they'd get something for all of the rest of them and all the rest. It's just, what I mean is, and I know from growing up in Swords, if you were old, say in Swords, there's not many people who would knock on their door and look out for you.
No, I say it all the time, if you could bottle up the community spirit in Ballymun and sell it like a bottle of King Gaffer's hot sauce available at Image.
Yeah. Yeah,
King Gaffer, I love that. I swear to God, if you could bottle up,
We got to get a shout out for that.
yeah.
if you could bottle up the community spirit in this community and sell it, you'd be making a fucking fortune.
You really
People
would.
will come from all over the world to buy the community spirit we have.
You make millions.
Like, like Alan, you know this. I was going to say you can't walk around this community, Alan,
I
but
know.
you can't anyway. You can't roll around this community,
I've
Alan.
got a leg to stand on.
Alan, you can't roll around this community without seeing someone that has something positive to say about you, or you know what's going on in life. And we both, like, I know Alan and Alan knows me, and we both come from like an area where drugs were an issue, like gang violence, and I hate saying gang violence because it makes me sound like I'm from the ghetto.
Yeah.
But like, it's a real issue, and we come from an area where young people are being groomed into drug dealing
Yeah.
at a very early age, and we see that every day.
And that's not the area we live in, because it's just part of the area we grew up in.
Yeah, and it's a part of every area, if you ask me.
And that's what I was going to say, Laura. It's a part of every area. But the media seem to have this thing of, oh, it's a disadvantaged area, and I hate that fucking word. I hate the word disadvantage. And you know what word I hate as well, Laura? And Alan, you went to a school in Ballymun, I didn't. I went to a secondary school outside Ballymun, but I hate the word desh. I hate the word desh school. Why the fuck do you have to put the word desh in the school?
What does that mean?
It's the disadvantage. It's something to do with being in a disadvantaged area. They get extra money off the government because all of a sudden those disadvantaged kids need extra this and extra that. And look, there is some families who do avail of that, and it is a great service. But why do we have to label it?
Yeah.
Why can't we just say, there's a few extra quid,
Yeah.
a bit of great work, thank you very much?
Yeah.
Why do we have to tell the whole world that school is for disadvantaged
It
kids?
doesn't need to go down like this school.
No, it doesn't.
It can just
It could just be a fucking school.
Do you think that going to a school like with that name attached to it, do you think that would affect you in later life going for a certain job?
Oh, of course. So, like, Alan, you can slag me for this in a minute. I'll tell you all my dirty little secret. I was on 4 States, and on 4 States I talked about...
I've seen that.
Yeah, shut up, you.
I gotta watch it when I go home.
Have you not seen it?
See
It's on this Wednesday, Channel 4 at 9 o'clock. Wednesday coming, Wednesday the 20, whatever it is.
They actually do very well.
So, Alan will tell you, right, on that I spoke about being from a disadvantaged community, and I used that show as a platform. I used them and I wrote them up the arts for all the publicity I could get to
Why
talk
not?
about my community and how great my community was. Because for the last 24 years of my life, I've listened to the media and people in power vilify the people who make this community so special.
Yeah.
Just because you have a drug addiction, just because you have an addiction to alcohol, doesn't mean you're not a good person.
Exactly.
You don't come from a good place in your heart.
Absolutely.
I think when people say Ballymun, they automatically think drugs.
Yeah.
They automatically think, oh, that's a shit area.
Yeah.
You're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. But no, look, it's outside. Jamie may not have full face.
Like, the thing is, I spent a lot of time in my childhood in Portmarnock, right? Lovely area, big fancy houses, million quid houses. There's more people addicted to cocaine on one street in Portmarnock than there is in a whole community in Ballymun.
Yeah.
And the problem is that then people are coming from Portmarnock to Ballymun to buy their drugs. They're funding the drug market in Ballymun.
Yeah.
So if there's a market, they're going to sell it.
Yeah.
If someone opened a shop tomorrow in Ballymun giving out free dildos, every board in Ballymun would be standing outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I just got married, so I'm probably waiting back to you.
That's 100% true.
It is.
And Alan would be in that queue as well.
And I have to say as well, like everybody knows it's no secret with me. I had a cocaine addiction, but I didn't grow up in Ballymun. I grew up in Swords, and I went to Loretto Convent. I didn't go to one of those.
Helpful.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
we're so confident.
Hail Mary. People are under the illusion that you have to, only people in Ballymun or Finglas or whatever other disadvantaged areas, so they call them. I think I would never call this a disadvantaged area. I think that you're at an advantage if you're from an area here.
So my thoughts on it are, and Alan will definitely agree with this, right? Because I know him, and I know him well enough to say, no, Alan on my fucking life, unfortunately.
I could say the same for you.
Shut up, punch your wheels.
And I'll punch your head in.
If you go to any of the spots in Ballymun that are known for the sale and supply of Class A drugs, to talk like someone who's not from this area, the sale and supply of Class A drugs, and observe for 4 hours, you will see Mercedes, BMWs, money, suits, shorts and ties. Those people are not from this area.
Yeah.
They're coming to this area to buy drugs. It's called drug tourism.
The drugs are not made in Ballymun.
No.
You know what I mean? And they're for sale everywhere, all across the country.
See, you would see a lot of people taking in Ballymun, and then they'd go home about an hour later, chill on their sofa, and head through.
Yeah, in their big fancy houses. Yeah.
And for me, to live in Ballymun and to have to live with the stigma of being from Ballymun has been hard. But Alan, you have one up to me for once in your life. You have to have the stigma of being from Ballymun, but also the stigma of having a disability. Tell me, right, because I'm actually very interested, how has it been for you in life, A, coming from a disadvantaged community, but also having a disability?
See, and you know, I don't have to tell you, my ma and dad, they fell into drug addiction, and like when I was younger, I didn't know what I know now, but it's kind of, a lot of people stare at me, like when I'm out on the street, like mostly kids, I'd say, but I understand kids doing it, but when adults do it, it wrecks me head. I get a lot of, I can't help you, or
God help you, would you fuck off?
I can't help you, or how would you look at them, or I'd say a prayer for you.
What's your fucking prayers? By the way, Alan, you just mentioned your dad and your man. Big up to Ned, what a fucking man. What a fucking man. I love Ned.
Well, the name Paul.
I call him Ned and I'll always call him Ned.
Okay, but yeah, I get a lot of, I can't help him, but
Alan, what would you say to people who do that? Because it must be so frustrating.
see, I'm so used to it, I kind of ignore it now, because I know people's ignorance, and I know like they don't actually mean it.
Yeah.
It's more for old people, but I'm gonna tell you a story. I was out with my granny one day in a shop, and this old lady comes up to me and goes, how old would he be now? And my granny goes, ask him, he's not dead.
Very good.
This is the thing, right? So, I always say this to people. So, I remember actually having a conversation. I have another friend who's in a wheelchair, and the same thing happens, Alan. People address me when we're out together, instead of addressing him. I actually said to someone one day, he can fucking talk, his legs are broken, not his fucking mouth. And I don't even know what to say to me, and I was like, he can speak.
Yeah.
Watch this. give him a treat and he'll speak like that. She's looking at me like the 10 heads. Like, people think that just because you're in a wheelchair, you can't do anything with it. Like, Alan, what is you have cerebral palsy, is it?
Yeah, cerebral palsy. Obviously I can't do like, I'm not saying I can't do things for myself, but I need a lot of help.
Should we all need fucking help, Alan?
Was it you especially, Jamie?
Yeah.
But when people come up to me and go, God help them, it kind of puts it down on not me, but I'm kind of looking at the person going, you need to help, not me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're 100% right, and it must fucking drive you mad.
Because I'm a person with a disability. I'm not dying.
Yeah.
Or I'm not on my deathbed. Or I'm not, well, obviously I'm not sick. I'm disabled.
Yeah. And you're very intelligent. Like, so it must annoy you when people are talking to you like you're fucking
3 years old.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
For me, like, you were saying there, or you're just saying, I'm disabled. For as long as I've known you, I've never seen you with a disability, and you've never behaved like you have a disability. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, you've always just been Alan to me.
Society is the deciding factor. Like, if society was a better place, like, I'd obviously still be disabled, I'd obviously still be in a wheelchair. But if society was better, let's say, I'd be less disabled. I won't say I'd be less disabled than I am now, but it helped, like, in terms of public transport, it can be a struggle. Like, not that I used to train much, but you have to ring 4 hours ahead for a man.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
So you have to ring Irish Rail 4 hours ahead if you want to get the train to Bray.
Yeah.
So you and your nanny want to go out to Bray, and she says, we get the train. You have to ring them 4 hours ahead.
Yeah.
That is out of my
That's crazy. That is
And
ridiculous.
it depends on the station. Some stations is 24 hours, but most stations it's 4 hours.
So you can't just get up on a Monday morning and decide I'll get the bus into town and fuck off out to Bray.
Well, with the bus, it's a lot easier because you know yourself.
Yeah.
The ramp is working when the ramp, like, you can get, it's easier to get on a bus than a train because they say there's not enough to man each train station.
Yeah.
So hire more fucking staff.
There's not enough people to man the train station, and sometimes the lift is broken in the train station.
But like, the way I see it is, right?
See, that's all things that we take advantage of.
The way I see it is,
we
right?
don't know.
There's not enough people to man the station. So how is that your problem? Why does that have to impact your life and what you do with your life?
You know?
That's
I would say that
I
don't get to train that often, but like it's just that opportunity. Like, as you said, like, if I want to go to Bray, or even like Greystowns, I can't, because I have to plan my journey to the train, to the time to the train, and whether they'll be able to put me on the train, or like even with the bus sometimes the ramp doesn't be working.
Yeah.
Come here, let me ask you a funny question now. Have you been to a nightclub?
Yeah, I was in White venue for
I'd love to bring you to Coppers, Alan, and get you locked. I think that'd be gas. Here, you know the way some people, when you're drunk, you stumble home. Would you be all over the road?
No.
Would you be done for
Would
drunk
you
driving?
Would you be done for drunk driving?
I'd say there's a loophole.
I'd say you'd be done for drunk
One of
driving.
my friends actually nearly got done for drunk driving.
Stop
In the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Stop.
Brilliant.
But the guy said, go home, you're drunk.
Fair play.
Imagine turning up in court and the judge saying, what are you here for? And saying, drunk driving. What were you driving? You fucking wheelchair.
You know
By
that,
the sounds of it, he wouldn't get into the courtroom.
You know
It
that-
wasn't fucking working.
you know that actually is a law. You can get done for it.
Driving a wheelchair drunk?
Yeah.
I suppose that goes fast, doesn't it?
It's classed as drunk driving because you're still driving the vehicle.
I remember standing on the back of one of your wheelchairs years ago and you driving us all around.
I actually remember that.
Alan used to drive us all around on the back of his wheelchair, and then one of his wheelchairs broke from us all standing on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And they're like 20 grand or something, aren't they?
Yeah, that's an expensive bit of kit, alright.
Anyway, I have a question for you.
One 50-cent a question.
Right, everyone knows you at this stage. Yeah. Everyone knows you are Facebook famous.
Yeah.
I'd say. But how, like, did you feel how did you feel like when everybody started to recognise who you were? And how did you feel like when you got attacked, basically, like?
Yeah, so, like, that's a hard question to answer, and it actually brought a bit of a shiver up his spine. So Laura will remember, like, when I used to come in here, do you remember the day?
Yeah,
all the
I'll
stories?
actually tell that story.
So,
right?
real quick, I'll answer your question on
Yeah,
when I started getting recognised, it was great for the first month, and then you realise you can't go anywhere.
yeah.
You can't do anything, so I missed Paddy's Days, Pride, you know, all the things that you go to with your friends and celebrate.
Yeah.
I missed because the fear of being attacked was so bad.
Yeah.
You know, I was getting 5 and 6 death threats a month. I bleeding was only short of putting a mattress in the guard station to live on. I was spending so much time there reporting all these death threats and all this shit.
And every time you went into town, you were jumped on.
Every time I went to the town, I was jumped on. But Laura, you tell that story. That story's quite funny.
That's one of the bad parts, but one of the funny parts is Jamie was here one day getting his hair cut. And with that, Alan, it was hilarious, right? So the Access Centre is right across the road from us. So a bus full of schoolgirls got off the bus one day, right? And me and Jamie are standing outside the shop, we just got his hair cut. And one girl says,
I looked
"Oh my
fucking
God,
gorgeous."
there's Jamie Harrington." And well, they all turned around, they all looked. Well, I tell you, he was swarmed. There had to be between 80 and 100 girls run across that road.
Really?
They were all around him. Me and Chris had to physically get through all these teenagers and pull them back into the shop. It was like Justin Bieber was outside. It was unbelievable. That would be a good thing.
Did that give you massive anxiety and stuff?
Oh, massively. Like, so I remember sitting down one night with my ma and talking to her about my mental health. My ma's great. Me and my ma are real open with each other. You know,
I'm not Glenda.
she's a mad
I
bastard.
love Glenda.
She's a mad bastard, but she's great in terms of mental health, and you can always talk to her. And I remember sitting down there one night, and I was at her posting something really controversial, like really controversial. Legally, I can't even talk about it because it was that bad.
You got in trouble.
I got in big trouble. Like, I was with a management agency, they were booking me in all these talks and venues. They dropped me. There was newspaper articles, and I remember going to my ma and just like, what?
I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And we just deleted my Facebook page.
Yeah.
And for about 6 months, I said nothing online, and then I posted a video one day, and it viral again, and it all started again, and I was like, why did I fucking do that? Because now this is all started again.
And it's a terrible shame because like what you were doing was brilliant. Like you were working with RTE. I remember the skit that you did going down Moore Street, talking to all the elements that were selling. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, and it shouldn't have came to that you had to, for the sake of your mental health, close it down.
But the problem with Ireland is it's full of jealous bastards.
Yeah.
So people will go, he's doing alright himself. Fucking cunt.
Let's give him that, yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden when you're successful in Ireland, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
You're known as, he's a stuck up bastard.
Yeah.
Like people used to say to me, "Oh, you're a stuck up cunt." And I'd be at the spending 2 hours, going to a shop with me nanny, and all he'd be doing for the whole 2 hours is this. "Oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Take
Take pictures."
Yeah. You were Facebook famous before even being famous online was a thing.
Yeah, I was like, me, James Donnelly, Dan McCormick, Keane Tilmy, we were the OG influencers.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't tell me still at it.
he's still on, they're all still, like, James Donnelly is going to be a Sinn Féin councillor in Longford. Dan McCormick got married last month.
Oh wow.
So, like, all these lads who were influencers 8 years ago are now living normal lives. And like my friend Casey is becoming an influencer. Like she's big on TikTok, and I have said to her so many times,
Just watch yourself.
stop telling so many people about yourself.
Yeah.
Stop revealing. Like I made a mistake of telling everybody. Like I Snapchatted and Instagram my whole teenage life.
So you're a very honest guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Now don't get me wrong. I use my platform. Like Alan uses his platform to talk about disabilities. I use my platform to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
I got involved with a mental health charity. I travelled around Ireland. I spoke in 190 schools in 2 years.
That's right.
About mental health. I spoke to nearly 30,000 teenagers in 2 years about mental health, and that was great.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking after my own mental health.
No.
Go on.
Do you regret doing those videos?
No, I never regret that because I met so many amazing people. Like
One being your girlfriend now.
One being Hannah, so me and Hannah used to follow me on Facebook, fancied me. I was in Galway once, she walked by me in the street and didn't say anything to me. Then we met on Tinder, and now we're nearly 2 years together, and I'll probably get married her.
Yeah. And that's like, so with every bad thing
Just
there
like
is
for
a
a
positive.
show, Alan's not invited to the wedding.
Hannah,
I didn't want to
you better
go.
get looking for a dress, love.
Yeah, like every bad thing that ever happened to me through social media, 10 good things happened.
Yeah.
But saying that, if I tried to start doing it again, Hannah would kill me because I do a little bit of work with Sinead Day Shop, I run their TikTok, and they've kind of gone viral now and people are starting to recognise me again.
Yeah.
And Hannah is like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, 10 years ago, this was times 100.
Yeah.
Like,
Times 1,000, Jamie.
I remember going into town one day on my own. I was having a bad day, I took my phone and went into town. And I just got swarmed.
Yeah.
And I was like, just nobody ever says, how are you today, Jamie?
Yeah.
How are you feeling today, Jamie? Nobody
Yeah.
wants to know.
No.
Everybody just
They
wants to be able
presume
to
you're an
say,
arrogant
They
prick
want the
with a
car.
page.
They want a picture. They want your autograph. They want this.
Or
They
you want to
want
shout slogans at you in the street.
I remember the best one ever was, so I used to be kissing this girl and doing the no pants dance with her.
No pants dance.
The dance with no pants, you ever hear that? So, I remember her brother
That's a good discreet thing.
I remember our brother walked by me at Central Bank and shouted faggot at me. And I was having a bad day and I just turned around and went, your sister wasn't saying that the other day when I was balls deep in her. I don't know what possessed me to say it, and I did. And he didn't know what to say.
Did he hit you?
No, he didn't.
Did he not look at me?
No, I ran like fuck.
Yeah, you have to be able to give it back, I suppose.
Yeah.
And that's a defense mechanism, isn't it? Like,
Laura, I have a question for you.
go, yes.
If you hadn't have ended up working in Ballymun, where would you end up working?
Well, I started working in Donecarn years ago, and it was a guy that owned a car wash, believe it or not, outside where I was working. And I was leaving my job, I was closing it down. And he said to me, he said, I have a barber shop up in Ballymun, would you go up? And I was originally only to cover a day or two. And I said, yeah.
Looking there.
Yeah, and then I just fell in love with the place.
But is it mad, right? So I always think, I'm a real thinker of, if it's meant to be, it will be, right? So
Yeah.
you came to Ballymun, you met Chris.
Yeah.
You married Chris, you had babies with Chris.
Yeah.
Then you met me and Alan.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here at the table.
Yeah.
And this video is going to be watched by people who are now going to know me and Alan.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's such a small little circle of things happening that affect a massive circle.
Yeah, like, you're right. If I hadn't have met that guy that day and been offered that job, I never would have met you.
We
I
wouldn't
don't
met
know
Chris.
where I
We
probably
wouldn't-
wouldn't be with Chris.
We wouldn't be sitting there.
No.
I'd have my hairline would be much worse.
Yeah,
What you mean,
I am a firm believer in things happen for a reason. Not always bad things. I don't like saying, oh, these things happen for a reason, because bad things are bad. It's shit, like. But there is circumstances in your life that bring you to where you are now, and for all of them things, you have to be grateful.
Yeah. And Jamie, to answer your question that you asked me before we came, on the podcast, like, growing up in care, like, with social workers and stuff, like, as I said, my mum and dad fell into drug addiction, but that doesn't define who I am as a person
No.
today, but a lot of social workers were asking me like to go back to my ma to rebuild that relationship when I didn't want to
Yeah.
go back to my ma. A lot of them were saying,
Did you feel like they were forcing you to do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you ever get to make a decision for yourself with them people? Because I don't. I feel like when you go to someone like that, and I worked in that area, I think people who have a degree think that someone with a disability can't make that decision for themselves.
When I was younger, yeah, but as I got older, they kind of had little bit more of an understanding. Like,
Yeah.
the social worker said to my granny one day, and said to me, "Are you sure Alan be able for secondary school?" And she said, my granny said, "Why don't you ask Alan that question?"
Very good.
But like, it comes back to your legs don't work, your brain is fine.
Yeah, and you did go to an ordinary secondary school, didn't you?
Yeah, Trinity Comprehensive at Ballymun, so
Very good.
I went to the Central Media Clinic in Clontarf first. That was a great school. I went there for 15 years, and then I wanted to kind of stimulate myself, go to a normal secondary school, although my school was great for my needs and stuff. But like I wanted to kind of push myself out my comfort zone and kind of.
Sorry, Alan, I'm just going to go out and tell anyone because I should fuck up. You keep talking. Go on, keep going. I'll be back in a second.
I wanted to kind of push myself out my comfort zone and kind of go into a mainstream school where I'm with the community, I'm with like people I know from the area, I'm with like, I know, as Jamie will tell you, like, I know how to really now, for kind of 2-3 years now.
He's from the school, isn't he?
Paddy's from school. Paddy, I believe Paddy is a fucking saint. Paddy is not from Ballymun. He's only a teacher, and Paddy could come to Ballymun 9 to 5 and nobody would say, "Jeez, he's a cunt."
Yeah.
Paddy does all this mad amazing stuff in Ballymun, so Paddy, if you see this, you're a fucking legend.
He was my auntie's kid.
Jesus.
I'm trying to tag him in.
Yeah, I'll send you his name.
Yeah.
And he was my auntie's PE teacher. And my dad's PE teacher.
No
Paddy,
way.
how old is Paddy?
I don't know.
Yeah, smart man.
So, like we were talking about earlier, it's that sense of community. Although people say Ballymun's a shit area, I was able to go to school in Ballymun. I was able to make friends in Ballymun. Like,
Oh, you went on your dad's, didn't you, actually?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Well, the thing for me, Alan, is right, you were talking about going to school and anyone or whatever. You should be able to go to school. Like, that shouldn't be a fucking round of applause because they let you go to school. You're
Yeah.
a fucking normal person.
Yeah.
You don't have a disease that's contagious, except an STD.
Where did you get that, Alan?
Yeah.
How's you then?
Oh, yeah, dirty
I
time.
love it, love it.
But like, I think, right, what you're saying is great, Alan, and we should applaud the skill, but also we should say, why the fuck are we applauding the skill? Alan is an ordinary teenager. You're not anymore, you're an outfit now. Alan was an ordinary teenager doing ordinary teenager things. So why shouldn't he be able to go to school whenever you're an ordinary teenager?
For example, I'm struggling to go to college now because I was told funding for an SNA is a huge problem. I think Ireland is so far behind in so many aspects like of having a disability. Obviously, we're ahead of other countries, but we're also so far behind.
What are you looking to do in college?
Probably something to do with disability or maybe media, because I just saying I haven't looked
Yeah, you're very good.
Alan wants to get a diploma in wheel spins and handbrakers.
Yeah. No, I have one question for you, Luke.
Yeah.
Did you think you would basically meet your husband through the job you did?
No, I didn't, and I know Chris since we were about 4 years old.
Did you always fancy him?
No.
Fuck off!
No, I didn't, and well, I would have liked him over the years, but I'd have only ran into him like, we never kind of, we knew the same circle of friends, but we never actually hung around with each other a lot. We hung around with the same people just at different times, but I've always had a boyfriend, or he would have always had a girlfriend, or whatever.
Of course, you would love him. He's gorgeous.
I know, he's a fine thing, isn't he?
I didn't know I would.
I know, like I got lucky, I have to say. But no, we know each other since we were about 4, so it was good. When we did get together, sure, I was like 30 when I found him.
Yeah.
Mad, like
Probably
years
when I was there
wasted.
for him.
However, as I say, like these things, you're like it's different events bring you to where you are now, and
Yeah.
like I would say, if I'd have met Chris years ago, I wouldn't have had Nikita. Do you know what I mean? If if I hadn't have broke up with Nikita's dad, I wouldn't have got Chris, which means I wouldn't have had the little boys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything does work out in the end.
And I'll just kind of say this, like, having the bar back open in Ballymun, and we're so happy to see you back, but like, having familiar faces coming through the door, I'm sure you love that.
Do you know what, Alan? It's a dream. It's like a dream. Like it's, walking back in the door here, I was thinking, and I was saying to Chris coming in, I was like, I wonder, is it gonna feel weird? Will it feel like somebody else's shop? Because it looks completely different than when we were here.
When I was here,
But-
there was one mirror.
Yeah, there was one mirror. Like Chris had one chair. Like, but the minute we opened that door, I looked at Chris and he looked at me. I was like, we're fucking home. This is it now. We are home.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this place is to us. It is home. Like.
And would you, like, I know you said this in one of your promotions of the bar, was like, if a young person come in with a child and they're kind of apprehensive to get a haircut, I know you have a car over there, so it'll occupy the kids.
Yeah, the
So-
car's deadly because it takes them about 5 to 10 minutes to get through everything that's on the car, and have a feeling the wheels are going around, it's singing songs, it's doing this and that, and the lights are going on and off. By the time they're bored looking at what's going on, their haircut's done. So 9 times out of 10 it works a dream. It's brilliant.
And then are you happy to see all of that?
I'm delighted. Like, Laura has been cutting my hair, like we said earlier, for 13 or 14 years, and then you stop cutting hair for a while,
Yeah.
and I had to start going to places in town, and I'm very weird. I have Asperger's, I have ADHD, I've always been very open, so I find situations where I'm not comfortable very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like certain touches, certain sounds, certain things that make me uncomfortable, that make me feel like I want to curl up my ball and die.
Yeah.
That when Laura was cutting my hair, Laura knew everything about me and how I liked things done. So Laura done them. When you go to a new barber, even the likes of putting the thing around your neck, I don't like the feel of that. It makes me
Yeah.
want to jump on my own skin.
I was saying earlier before the podcast, like, I come into Laura now, and I don't even have to tell her what I want to do.
No.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like being able to go to a place where you feel comfortable. Like I come in here every day and not get a haircut, just have the chat.
Yeah.
Because I feel comfortable here.
Yeah.
This shop is a safe space for people in this community to come and just get away from life for half an hour.
Yeah.
And I know like people love having the chat in Ballymun.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
And to have barbers like barbers to come to every day, and you're such a calm person. Chris is such a calm person.
Yeah.
People would bounce off the two years. Like I remember the first day I come in here, I was like, I like these people.
Yeah. And it's mad, and I was only saying to you a few weeks ago, I loved your outlook on life, and before I met you, I would have probably been one of them people that looked at somebody in a wheelchair and said, ah, Jesus, God love him, ah, Jesus. But then when I met you, I was like, he's so fucking normal, do you know?
And I suppose
He's not fucking normal.
I'm more normal than you.
You see what I mean?
Jamie, I know you talked about your mental health there now, and most people that know this story, I believe, you stopped the band
I fucking knew you were going to bring this up, you prick.
a few years ago from suicide. How did that feel?
So yeah, I stopped him jumping off the bridge into the lift. My phone off me, Nanny, ring me. How are you, man? I'll ring you back, love. I'll ring you back, love.
Alright, Daddy.
Yeah, so I stopped the fella jumping in the lift a few years ago. Yeah, that was it. Look, I just asked him how he was. But you asked me how it made me feel. At the time I felt shocked, scared, frightened. But then I got to tell that story to millions of people. Like that was on BBC Breakfast. That story went on BBC Breakfast. They invited me over. That show was seen by like 6 million people a day.
Yeah.
So I got to share the story of it's okay not to be okay. But it also affected my mental health hugely. Because then I had the pressure of the world looking at me, waiting to see what my next partnership was.
Yeah. And as you say, like you say party trick, but little do people know it's that easy to save someone's life is to actually give them the time of day. Have it, like, be aware of what's going on. Like, reach out to, like, call that mate that you haven't spoken to in a few days and just say, how are you? 3 fucking words. How are you? Do you know what I mean? Because it really
even one. Hi.
Yeah, that's
Start
it.
the conversation. You know, I say it all the time, mental health is such a taboo subject in this country. You know, you go to the doctor and you want to talk about your mental health, you go up to the desk and the doctor, the one at the desk is, what do you hear yourself for when you say mental health? They nearly jump over the counter to shut you.
With a box of antidepressants.
Here, take it!
I'm
I'm actually very lucky, my doctor is very, very progressive, you know that?
Oh,
My doctor has recommended me, referred me on holistic therapy, CBT. Like the last thing my doctor wanted to do was put me on medication. She's bleeding dead.
That's good.
I believe that person named his baby after you.
Yes.
Baby Jamie.
Baby Jamie.
And it was really awkward because my real name is James.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm a James,
Oh.
So when he told me that and he told me about his name James, and I was like, oh, lovely.
That's a good name.
And we still keep in contact?
Yeah, still talking. We was talking a few weeks ago. We used to keep in contact a lot more than we do now. Don't really keep in contact now. We're both just living our lives.
Yeah, life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. Like, I know if I rang him tomorrow, he'd answer the phone.
Yeah.
And if he rang me, I'd answer the phone. But
Yeah. There is people that can come into your life that will absolutely make a massive impact. And
fuck off,
two of those people are you two. So I know you're in a hurry, James.
I am.
So
I'm going
say
to a bicycle rave.
Bicycle rave.
Yeah, so you cycle behind this big bus with loads of speakers on it and you have a rave.
That sounds brilliant.
Don't forget to come down in the bar for.
You must be on paid placement, Dad.
Don't forget to come down to the bar for a haircut.
Yeah. You're 5'8" class on Ballymun Dublin Down.
It's 5'8".
Yeah.
It's Friday, Sunday, Saturday.
Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Today.
I'd pretend to be at the Allen and get a haircut.
€22.
€22, yeah. That actually happened the other day. A man came in, he was about 25, and he says, can we get the fat or something? His date was about 23. Yeah, so
Did you say
yeah, I did it.
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
It's a great bar, as I said, and as I always said, come down.
Yeah.
Where it's just in front of the Access Theatre, you can't miss it. And I've been Alan Fay.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. And
I've been Jamie Harrington. Hold on 1 second. Jamie Harrington for the podcast.
and I am Laura Kavanagh. So guys, thank you very much, and all you lot, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.
I'm sorry that Jamie saying inappropriate.
Oh, well. We don't edit anything out of this podcast. It's the most as real as you're gonna get.
Right, folks. Thanks for
Thank
watching.
you.
See you. Up the flats.